Black Prince and 6-pounder trying to engage the Tiger, but Tiger very smartly using the hill to his advantage so he can shoot the Brits, but the Brits can't shoot him. Hello everyone, this is Greyshot17, and today I'm covering a 1v1 on the map. Well, let's get to that, shall we? Actually, I'm not entirely sure. Is this 2 beaches? I'm not sure. Anyway, we got Vosisk versus Maud Javert. We got ourselves British Armored and Italian Infantry. Shoot. Oh wait, I know what this one is. Dang it, I can't think of the name. How are you doing? Gelvi, I'm doing great. Panzer Grenadiers, I'm surprised, aren't doing as great because typically they can beat Royal Engineers, but luckily these Royal Engineers close the gap and use their close range special to push back the enemy. Pretty solid early on. If you can get to especially heavy cover, you can hold back a number of key units such as Panzer Grenadiers. Now I can't switch between factions in this 1v1, but I can still cover it without Fog of War on, so I can see what the British and the Doc are currently doing. I just can't see both units. However, if you would like to submit a replay, remember down the Discord down below and also my Gmail is how you can submit a replay. So I can see, in this case, Panzer Grenadiers moving on in. Now we can see he went Italian Infantry, so we'll see what he picks. I can check that out as he slowly unlocks it. For the Brits, we know they went, was it British Air, Land, and Sea, I believe? No, British Armored. Dang it. Well, I just have a memory of a goldfish, apparently. But we shall see how the British fare. Right now, we got infantry section up to the front. Actually, 2 Royal Engineers, which makes sense. Again, for the Armored, you get the Engineer. Well, it's not really an upgrade, but it's kind of a bonus where it decreases the manpower cost for them. So, and reinforcement costs. So, essentially what you'll see is a lot of Royal Engineers because they're cheaper, and then you maybe see them in groups with flamethrowers, or just use in mass to help, get close range against infantry. So, right now we got Panzer Grenadiers getting in the building, but they are completely surrounded, as we currently see. We got Engineers, we got ourselves Infantry section, all sorts of forces trying to get them out. Panzer Grenadiers are moving on in, though. They may just push back the Royal Engineers, and they're holding strong right now, but the Brits do have rifle grenades that they can use, plus Bren upgrades among other things. So I can't see that, right? So I can see he doesn't have the resources right now, right, to get anything else. Because you can see here, oh, he doesn't have 100 munitions, but he does have at least 50. So at least this is a kind of janky way for me to see what the enemy has in terms of resources, right? But right now, Panzer Grenadiers are, though, being slowly picked off by the infantry section, which do pretty well at longer range. Let's see here. We have a question. DeFox says, total noob, if I want an infantry-based strat as the Axis, do I have options? Of course you have options. Let's go with the Doc in this case. Right now, this gentleman, again, he's going a mixture of Panzer Grenadiers, and also we have these Panzer Pioneers. These guys are not that expensive. Right now, they're only about 200. Kind of like the Pathfinder, if you don't want to rely so much on 300 manpower infantry, then having these guys kind of fill up the gaps and take territory, a cheaper alternative, honestly, than most other things. Plus, you can give them flamethrowers and allow them to do some damage, right? Now, they also get the grenade launcher, which is proven to be quite effective. So, you got multiple upgrades to do. But again, you need munitions, and right now this guy only has 31. So, it takes a long time for him to get those upgrades. Luckily, it seems that at least against the Brits, he's going to hold off. Never mind. Oh, wait, there's the flamethrower. Wait, did he just burn his own man? I think he just burned that officer. Alright, a little friendly fire. At least the officer survived. Panzer Grenadier, though, retreats. However, even though things on the right side are not looking great for the Doc, because they got pushed back, although they still have this fuel, it's weird how the victory point doesn't really count as territory. It's this weird piece that I just don't understand. It only counts in its own area, and it's still disconnected. Meanwhile, you got Panzer Pioneers in the north, right next to the British base. Like, they're not that far, and managing to successfully decap a ton of territory, right? Also, you can do something where you can get additional infantry, which I think this guy might go for, the Gustatori. It's 400 manpower, or 440, but they're very solid infantry, even with the nerf to them recently. Anyway, but essentially, you want to have a mix of forces. The more expensive infantry you get, the harder it is to reinforce and bring them up to the front, right? So, excellent questions, chat. But anyway, we also got them in the building. They're trying to hold up, but the British are going to slowly push them back. But that doesn't stop the fact that right now the Germans are getting 33 fuel per turn. That's pretty solid. Like, no joke, that's a lot of fuel going, and right now, as the dock, or the Africa Corps, you need fuel for the early armor, right? So right now, of course, he went with the light support company instead of the other one. The reason I bring that up is because the mechanized company gets you a lot of armor, but again, that it requires a lot of fuel. He has that fuel, but instead of going for that, an alternative would be to get this base, use the fuel you've gained, and go immediately to fire support elements, so then you get this flak for link. I'm not a huge fan of it, but it is solid against planes. We know the guy went armored, right? So, because he went British armored battle group, there is a doctrinal ability where you get a plane that loiters, and that calls in artillery support. You kill the plane, you kill the artillery support. So that could be good against that, right? And immediately stop it in its tracks. I like how he's getting close with the British forces. We can't use a grenade. Up, there's grenade. Misses the shot. Very nice. But he did go with the grenade launcher, chat, so you were correct in that assessment. The British have upgraded with the recon support package. I like this. Look, I know it's not as good as the Bren, but it does give you flares, so I at least would recommend, especially if you have like 3 or 4 Brits, maybe 2 Brens, 1 AT boy, and 1 with this rifle, so you have a free recon, right? Especially if your battle group doesn't have the recon. Let's see. He could go with an L6, chat. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I like the Caro more the more I use it. Not saying the L6 is bad. I just think that it's really a support element where the Caro can be used more as a frontline element. But it depends on your strategy. But this is where the support element really comes in. This guy's a grenade launcher, so he's going to noob tube him, the enemy and force them back. And because if this guy groups up his men like he is, that's going to be more damage for the grenade launcher. We'll see if he fires again. Fire. Come on. No, he's being picked off. The Brits are just absolutely wrecking him. And that's the thing. He's outside cover and being absolutely knocked out. But, Nagol, you're not wrong by at least the L6 having good early game support. I just, again, kind of look for something that goes over the span of the game. And I feel like the Caro can definitely do that. Oh, throws grenade. Oh, wait, sorry, not grenade. Sorry, I think he threw flares, so British artillery's coming in. Oh, he's trying to go for the kill. Engineer squad trying to be picked. That's a Panzerjäger squad. They designed against armor. But they can still do damage against infantry, and by God, he killed that squad. So a good back and forth between the Brits and the Doc in this case. I feel like they're both doing a pretty good job at wiping or doing damage. Although I think that might be the first first wipe of the game in general. But the British recaptured the north, but the Doc are trying to maybe go in for a major cutoff. If he goes for this fuel, right, he would essentially cut off all of the British resources, which would be a huge win. But again, it looks like the base MG and stuff could stop him. Because he's trying to go up here. Will he get out of there? I would, again, decap this territory. If oh, there he goes. He gets out of the unit so he can get out. Again, you can up it to make sure they are better against infantry. Kind of like how I would kind of consider these guys similar to the guard forces of the Soviets, where you can upgrade them with their base of Petros rifles that DPs are solid, right? But yeah, looks like this gentleman is going with a double Piat launch, or I keep saying Piat, because it's using the icon of the Piat, but yeah, essentially a double grenade launcher package, so he can definitely harass the enemy. He might actually get a kill here on another Royal Engineer. Again, you might have reduced costs, but it's still pretty impactful to keep losing squads. Luckily, he does manage to escape. Panzer Grenadiers moving on in. They're healed. Again, he got himself a medical truck because the Africa Corps don't get a medical upgrade for their base. They have to rely on a separate building, which is probably the one positive I can say to deal with the Doc is inflict as much health damage as possible early on, and you can really cause them to spiral if they're not careful. I do like how he went booby traps. That's actually pretty solid if you can place traps on all this territory, because they are quite explosive and cheap. They're only 30 munitions. Let's see. He just gave the chat a secret to winning the game. Yep, exactly. Here, I'll repeat it. Grenade launchers. Lots of grenade launchers right now. But we got Brens. We got double Brens. That's 200 munitions. Lots of resources going in. And I doubt that he's getting all that much for the Brits. I probably would, what, 20 munitions right now? And right now, oh, this guy is partially in negative cover. That's not good. Or in no cover, I should say. We have some fire coming in. Again, grenade launcher from the building doing work. But the Bren, oh my god, the Brens are doing work. I mean, and also G43s. A G43, Jesus Christ, the Lee scope, my god. I keep messing up stuff. Lee Enfields, Jesus. Again, I see this and my brain goes to CoH3 knowledge, which is the G43. Apologies. Anyway, what I can say is we got an 8 red. I got that name down. Greyshot did not mess up that name. And this 8 red is pretty solid versus light armor, but predominantly anti-infantry, right? So really solid unit. We'll see how effective this thing is. But I think this is the first light armor of the game, unless the Brits have managed to deploy something that I'm just forgetting. Well, what do the Brits have? Well, they got themselves their main base, which they did get the training center. They got themselves upgrade for their, infantry, and AT guns. So they've at least upgraded to the second building. All right. And we also third, because he has the upgrade for the Stewart, which instead he's going for the, instead of getting the Stewart or the Bishop, he's instead getting AT guns, which makes sense. You want to make sure you have plenty of AT. Hold on. Weak infantry being pushed back by the Bren and scoped Enfields. Hold on. 8 rad moving into intercept. Remember, no AT boys here. So he's going to have to rely on those AT guns. More billion years remembering CoH3 kicking in. Yeah, exactly. It's like literally a decade of CoH3 knowledge is now have to be thrown out in some cases because it's like it's causing my brain to misfire information. Anyway, we do have gentlemen with the G43, G40. Jesus Christ, a MG34. So he's able to get some upgrades and push the enemy back. Right? He's able to hold the line. Now, I think the Brens are better overall. So we'll see. But I think the British should win that fight. But German infantry are pushing in once again. They're trying to capture the manpower point. And also we have upgrade and also healing the point. So already great. And yeah, Panzer Grenadiers won the fight. British pushed back. But again, he's not very far from the base. It's literally just a stone throw away. So the Brits are going to come back and just kick this man's ass. He did not win very long, and by God, he's being devastated on the way out. He has very little health, and he's running like crazy. British are unable to kill him, but they do drive him away, which is the most important thing, right? Anyway, we do have mines on the field. Those are German mines. Panzer Grenadiers trying to hold back the enemy. They didn't capture the territory. I probably would grab that if I was him. That's more munitions, and right now he's not getting the most. Because the resources sway so much, because it isn't like, in CoH3 it's more of a steady trickle. This is like shooting up and down because points go from 10 munitions, right, to like manpower and such. So it's a huge like up and down sort of back and forth. Luckily the Africa Corps do get rudimentary repairs, so they can't have any of their infantry heal. Upgrade wise, let's see. He has gotten himself the grenade package. He has not gotten, though, anything else. That's the only thing that the Africa Corps has done, is gotten grenades for their men. So, that's great, but I feel like you need to do a little more, right? Maybe you have a lot of Panzer Grenadiers, upping them to 6-man squads, not a terrible idea. But instead, he got the base upgrade, which, he only got the 8 rad here, which is fine. But again, still, I find it a little bit interesting. But, yeah, he went for the 8 red and then immediately jumped up so he maybe get a Panzer 3? Because I don't see the issue. I don't see a Flak 36. Why would you get that? The British have no armor. And Stuka, he's a bit more spread out. The only thing I could see maybe a Stuka being good for is neutralizing these literal AT boys, because they have AT guns. But this man's face, he's like, I have seen some shit. But, although he's not even engaged. Well, okay, he's barely engaged in anything. He managed to push back the 8 rad, I assume. Royal Engineer going to, unfortunately, not be on the positive end of the stick. He's definitely pushed back. For me, it's worth the skip. But again, the 8 rad's doing a lot of work. Like, I can't deny how much the 8 rad is doing, but that's weak engineer infantry, right? It's a good kill there. But again, it took 2 AT gun shots and got pushed back. Panzer Grenadiers, kill-wise, we're at 4. This one is 15 kills. 16 minutes in the game. Pretty solid stuff. The Pia launcher guys only have about 4. This infantry section has 11 kills and managed to kill a vehicle of some sort. So, Interesting. Anyway, grenade is thrown. British react and manage to pull back. What's curious to me is what the British are going. Because for the armored battle group, you have two options. You have the Churchills, right? And then you also have the other side that kind of goes for more support abilities. I haven't really seen the support ability active, but if he's going for armor, that's a really risky move because he's getting very limited amounts of fuel, right? So we have the British going for the armor, right? They have the ability to get Grants, Matildas, etc. But so far, we have not seen any British armor at all. Which makes sense if they're kind of conserving their resources to try to pump something out later. But it's a tough deal. Oh, nice. Panzer Grenadiers get in the building right as the Brens got close. Grenade launchers fire, but completely miss. Again, I feel like the recon tractor is pretty good. And that way you know where the enemy is. It's more prevalent, I think, in 2v2, 3v3, 4v4 when there's more units scattered across. In more areas and more tightly knit focus. Here, I don't think the range is suitable for 1v1s, but that's my opinion, right? Again, I think going for something else might be better. Are we going to get a mine? Maybe not. Alright. Well, again, we have mines on the field, something to keep in mind. Oh, right, that's how he killed the light vehicle, was this light armor with the 250. Alright, so anyway, are we going to go with the Panzer III? We're not. We have yet to go. So we got the upgrade for the Panzer III building, but he's not getting anything with it. Has he gotten upgrades for this? No, he's got none of the armored upgrades. He did get the vehicle survival package, which does help this, because it gives it smoke. But nothing else. Interesting. The Brits have their own upgrade, although I wish I could see that. Unfortunately, if I go to the base right now, I can just see that he's gotten it. I can't see... Wait, hold on. I don't believe I can see it. No, I can't. I can't see anything in the training center. So that's unfortunate. 8-Rad gets away. This guy could throw an AT grenade, but good thing he retreats. The 8-Rad is very good against infantry and forces it back. Oh, we have our first armor! Huzzah! The Brits are not backing down. They've gotten themselves an actual tank. And that was a British mine in the north, which snared the 8-Rad. It's still moving pretty damn quick, but the Crusader is hot on its ass and actually bringing debris with it, too. 8-Rad's trying to escape, goes up the hill. Crusader, though, quickly engaging it. He's hunting prey. He's going through the smoke was dropped. Crusader comes through the smoke like a badass. 8-Rad trying to engage, trying his best, but it's not going to cut it. And there it goes. Crusader comes in hot and manages a decisive action against the Africa Corps. Great job with the British. All right. Again, mines are important. Identified the 8-Rad, snared it, and allowed the Crusader to kill it. Crusader, by the way, does not have the additional upgrade for the 6-pounder gun, but still, its base, I believe, 2-pounder gun, still pretty solid. It doesn't have the armor that, you know, the Matilda has. Matilda has 3 times the armor, but its speed and maneuverability allows it to still do damage. And personally, unless something or someone says otherwise, I think it's currently the fan favorite for a lot of 1v1 games because of its cost and upgrades. Compared to the Matilda and the Grant. Although I love the Grant's firepower and the Matilda is a very thick boy, this thing is for maneuverability and 1v1, I think it's worth its cost. Now, right now, the Africa Corps have the lead. Right now, they have 100 points ahead of them, and the British will need to do something, right? They'll need a counterattack. But German infantry are not done yet. They're counterattacking, and they've gotten themselves some upgrades, including an AT gun. He brought up a Pak 38 AT to help push back the Crusader. Again, I find it weird that we have not seen German armor. Unless... Is he going for the armored reserves? Is he going for the Tiger? Is that what he's doing? That would make sense why he got this up building, but he didn't get anything in terms of armor. It's because he's saving his fuel for the thickest boy, the Tiger, to come on in. But that being said, foot guards are on the field. So he has British are making sure they have a good, nice, sweeping component of AT. Yeah. Again, Flak 88's, Flak 38's a solid AT weapon, especially against Crusader. Building goes down thanks to bazooka fire. Again, the scoped Enfield's doing work, but they can only take so much damage from those grenade launchers. And also the MG34. Again, the foot guards, pretty solid. They have a good amount of defense with them. But they're taking heavy losses thanks to the explosive action of the dock. They're pushing up. I think it's a bad move. They're gonna be forced back. We've also, what's interesting is we've not seen the upgrade for the Gustatori. They have been on the back foot and not really doing much work. Honestly, the Panzer Grenadiers, with their upgrades, have done way more in this battle. And honestly, also the grenade launchers, with 10 kills. Sorry, 18 total. Oh, nice counterattack. Nice ref grenade. Can we get a pick? Yes! One of the grenade launchers goes down thanks to the British counterattack with their Brents, sweeping the Panzer Pioneers and managing to successfully take this point. Excellent job by Javert. Now, again, let me make sure I have both names. Vossi also is, again, not out of the woods yet. He still has a decent-sized army. But so far, the Brits have managed to slowly gain some momentum, but don't count the Germans out yet. The Dock are managing to take over the northern positions, which, again, allows 2 victory points against the British 1. So Vossi is still beating Javert for the time being. But how long will that continue? Well, we'll have to see. Right now, again, with AT infantry and solid anti-infantry units, it's going to be a hard fight. Wait, does he have an upgrade for this? No, he does not. Oh, okay, we got some more upgrades. So we got Hold the Line and Propaganda War. So we can force British forces in a blob back immediately. All right, British forces picking off the Panzerjägers, forcing them away. Again, looks like the counterattack north is pretty solid. Gustatori's good, but they need to get that range closed down without their flamethrowers. Oh, never mind. He's getting the flamethrowers. Okay. Hold on. He spent a bunch of, ladies and gentlemen, armored reserves, which doesn't necessarily mean he's going for a Tiger, right? The Tiger's 180 fuel. He instead could go for the Panzer IV assault group, which again gives him a Panzer IV and another infantry squad. But why would you save up that much fuel if you're not going to go up for the Tiger, right? That's just me. Again, you can also deploy 2 Stug 3s. They're, again, not terrible. At least it would be something. It's hilarious the Africa Corps gets Stugs, but whatever. Grenade is thrown onto the infantry blob. Oh, what a hit! Hell of a hit. And both Panzer Pioneers go down. One just more explosive than the other. Now, without that infantry, the British are advancing onto Vossi's forces. Again, Pack 38 is out of position. Light Carrier coming in to assist, but it's not going to do all that much. Again, things are not looking great. We also have a Panzer Grenadier squad that got picked earlier, remember? So, we're down to 2 Panzer Grenadiers, Panzerjäger, 1 Gustatori, not with flamethrowers though, and an AT gun. No armor to speak of, and now we got a thick boy being the Matilda on the field. Matilda, by the way, I say that because it's 300 front armor. It can take a lot of hits because, well, it has a lot of front armor. Now, Crusader, on the other hand, has 100 front armor, but it has a better main weapon. Matilda, it has its 2-pounder, right? This Crusader can be upgraded with a 6-pounder, which is pretty solid and can help with penetration. The issue also for the Dock is the double AT guns. These AT guns are pretty solid in their own right. Again, they also have 6-pounders. So any armor on the field for the Africa Corps needs to be very cautious of how it engages. Now, Hold the Line, or sorry, Propaganda War could send these units back, right? Artillery could destroy them, but given the amount of resources that we are currently seeing, I have to imagine that we're going to see a Tiger. And if I'm the Brits, I have not seen a single Panzer III or IV. So in my brain, I should be, warning lights should be going off that a Tiger is fast approaching. And we know as well that because he picked armored, he doesn't have a loiter and he doesn't have a heavy artillery barrage. He has like the loiter that comes in that provides in like almost like a zeroing effect, right? But something to keep in mind, right? Because if the enemy gets AA, which he has access to, actually, wow, he got both support. Okay, makes sense, but could be something interesting. Again, he can also shoot down planes. Sorry, that's what I was trying to say earlier. Anyway, foot guard's taking a lot of hits. Again, 3 squads are fighting it and having a rough time, especially with Matilda. Luckily, a T-fire coming on in. I think the also... Oh, there, yeah, the Pack 38 as well firing on the Matilda. Slowly forces it back. Again, oh, that's a fair point, chat. The Bersaglieri are really solid against other infantry, especially once they get upgrades. But again, we don't see them because he went the infantry company, right? The Italian infantry battle, sorry, Italian infantry battle group, which is yet to go with prepared positions or the 305. Honestly, this is okay, and neither of these two are my favorite. I think the 305 might be a little better, but if he starts using a lot of munitions, then maybe just have a passive ability could be good. There's the Tiger, the one I was warning about. And yeah, forces the infantry section back. Up north, Gustatori about to kill a Bren squad. Hold on. He's running for his life, but will Flamethrower get him? He does! Burning the man as he goes up the stairs. The Gustatori win the battle against the British and successfully take the Northern Victory Point, putting additional pressure back on the British forces. So again, good job there. Although again, down to 4 infantry squads because we lost that Pack 38. Where is it? Oh, it's right here. Okay, so if I'm him, I take this medical truck out for a stroll and use its awesome ability to recrew weapons. That way, you can get it back up in a very short amount of time, and also just quickly recrew it without, you know, spending additional manpower on other infantry, right? It's a cheap cost to recrew with that. Oh, good kill! That's gonna take that's gonna be a bit more expensive. British losing a lot of men. We're down to 2 infantry sections, a Bren in the scope Enfields. We got foot guards, 2 AT guns, and an engineer squad. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen, the black sheep of the CoH3 community right now, but a possibly good tank. We shall see. The Black Prince has made its debut onto the field of battle to try to turn the tide against the armor, which, by the way, where's the Crusader and Matilda? Did they both die? They might have both perished engaging the Tiger. Hold on. Where are they? Or am I just completely blind? Because unfortunately, I wish I could see that. We know the AT gun died, and we know the Matilda got pulled back. Did he Oh, wait. Wait, hold on, guys. Unless I'm mistaken, the British have the ability to... and this is why, unfortunately, Fog of War sucks. I believe Armored Battle Group for the British has the ability to refit lighter vehicles, right? You can get the resources back. So I bet he used his resources to unlock the Black Prince and refunded, absorbed the armor back in so that way he could get this. That's a risky maneuver. Black Prince takes a while for it to reposition. So again, we'll see what he does. Right now, infantry is moving on in. Tiger tank is getting heals, again, by the Gustatori that do have upgrades. But, yeah, we'll see. Battle of the 2 Titan tanks coming up. Yeah, technically, these are the 2 heaviest of heavy tanks. The Tiger, by the way, has 300 front armor, right? But its rear armor is only 80. Compare that to the Black Prince, and it has 340 armor. So you might say, whoa, Greyshot, that's an easy win for the, the Black Prince. However, the Black Prince has one a thing against it, and that's I think its rate of fire got decreased, and as well, a lot of playtesting that I believe Tightrope did. I want to make a video on this, unfortunately, just been very busy. But one of the things that was brought up was the fact that the Black Prince, on a lot of single engagements with armor, typically would be on the short end of the stick and lose the Tiger 9 out of 10 times. So Tiger has advantage right now with Vet 1 ability as well, or being Vet 1. Black Prince is still a recruit, so he has a small edge right now, given the fact that he has his Vet ability, increased traversal speed and acceleration, so he can maneuver himself a little bit better. And this just clears out the area around the Tiger, so if they try to get close in, yeah, it just clears it. Again, trying to force the enemy back. Still does not have his MG34. He did go with the 305. A lot of abilities cost him munitions, cost him resources, but still, at least he has stuff. Black Prince and 6-pounder trying to engage Tiger, but Tiger very smartly using the hail to his advantage, so he can shoot the Brits, but the Brits can't shoot him. Meanwhile, they're trying to heal up. This does have a nice little heal ability. Doesn't reinforce, but it does heal. All right. Now we have 6-pounders. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's a new Crusader. It's brand new because he has no veterancy. So he absolutely did retrofit them because I've seen no wrecks. Black Prince is just bouncing shots. Satchel goes off thanks to the Gustatori, but still does not do as much. Foot guards coming in from behind, hitting the Tiger, or I guess hitting the infantry. All right, maybe you want to focus on that. 305 comes on in. I believe in this sector. Again, I wish you could see like a cooldown ability or a time ability. But it was called in here to force the British back. Looks like there's something right there. What is that? There is a weapon. It is in some concrete. I think it's an MG34. If I'm not mistaken. Wait, is that a Bren? I'm not sure what that is. It doesn't say. Hold on. Are the Brits gonna pick it up? No? Oh, yeah, they did pick it up. Oh, all right. Well, all right. I glad you got your weapon, I guess. Anyway, we still only got 4 infantry for the Germans. Again, lots of kills, but something to keep in mind is I wish you maybe added additional man to it, right? So, that could be better. Black Prince, again, I will say, chat, you're right. He did win that fight. The British, even though they got pushed back out of here, they did successfully drive the Germans away. Or I guess that you could maybe more of a stalemate since neither party really engaged themselves too effectively. It was kind of just middle of the road. Neither side really pushed each other back. But I think the Germans are a little bit more on the back foot as the victory point wise now leaned against them and toward the Brits. Shots are firing on the Stuka. Hold on. Oh, Crusader using maneuverability. There was nothing to guard this. What was this Stuka doing? Once you fire, retreat. Great pick by the Crusader. Again, this guy just fires rounds. Doesn't really do anything other than fire AT. So he can't snare it. Kind of similar to the guards, except guards at least can button. You know. Although sometimes the button in CoH3 would just like stop and start. And you're like, why? It only lasts a half second. But still. Alright, Tiger tank fully healed coming back in. I would recommend emergency repair kits as well so he can automatically heal the Tiger without, you know, using engineers. Super solid ability, especially when you have a lot of armor, not a lot of engineers, or units to heal. British are sending everything in. Germans are using what they can, but they don't have the infantry that the British have. They need to get some wipes, but the Brits, they got infantry, they have flares so they can see what's coming. Black Prince getting some great shots against the infantry. Panzerjäger almost dead. Tiger returning fire. And now we have both Goliaths moving in to confront each other. And that's it? Wait. Is that it? We got a sync error, which makes me think that the Germans quit. Really? He quit after that? Huh. 35 minutes in? I really thought, I mean, you have plenty of resources. Why would you quit? He could have come. Exactly. This is someone who's seeing this and is like, nope, the Black Prince is too intimidating. I couldn't engage. I couldn't take the position. I have to pull back. Really? But yeah, sync error, which means that he quit. He left. He was done. That's unfortunate. All right. Well, my thoughts? A, he absolutely could have come back from this. I don't understand as soon as you lose one small battle, you're like, I'm done. I'm through. Like, that's annoying. The second thing as well is the fact that this Black Prince was pretty solid. I actually kind of like it now. I mean, it's slow, but used as support, like the Tiger is, actually not bad. Yeah, Black Prince, 1 for 1. Yeah, this is the first time I've covered a Black Prince, and it did push back the Tiger and the infantry quite well. Though, again, I think the German infantry is solid. Like, it has plenty of kills. I think some additional upgrades would have been better for it, because he didn't really do any of that. Also, again, you could do tungsten rounds for additional damage and penetration, right? He could do stuff that assists the Tiger to make it better against all this stuff, but he didn't really do that. But again, that's just my thoughts. Again, by the way, Yavert, the British player, is the one who submitted this game. So thank you to Yavert. Been a while, but I'm glad you submitted a replay. And hopefully you guys enjoyed. This has been Greyshot17, and I'll see you guys next time. Hello, everyone. This is Greyshot17, and before y'all go, let me give a special shout out to Patreon supporters Joey G240, Milam, Big Cooch, Aphyria, Ace, Pyro Shark, Tony B 95, Epic Pleb. Thank you all for your incredible support and helping me grow my channel and support my channel and everything I do. Thank you, and to the rest of you, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.